Stiles Studio here with a deep stretch program. Be sure to do at least 5 minutes of exercise prior to the stretching program. Typically, I like to do this at the end of the workout so I can cool down my muscles. Prior to starting, make sure you have something like a pillow or maybe a wide book, something that's a couple inches high so that you can use it for one of the exercises. Other than that, you need a yoga mat, you can do this on the carpet. Let's get started. Start our first exercise, put your feet shoulder width apart. Go ahead and grab your wrist with the opposite arm and pull down on that wrist, pulling down the arm, and then slowly bringing the opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. And then bring the head straight, release the tension on the arm, pull it down again, drop the head towards the shoulder, and back down one more time. Pull down the arm, drop the head to the opposite shoulder, and relax. Now we're going to put the hand behind your back, and we're going to grab that hand same way as you did in the front. So go ahead and pull down, and then drop the head to the opposite shoulder, and back up and release. One more time, drop it down, and release, and last time, drop it down, and release. Switching arms, grab the opposite wrist, pull down. So you're feeling that shoulder stretch, you're feeling the traps, the deltoids, rear deltoids. Now drop the opposite head, stretching your neck, and then release. Pull the shoulder down, head to the opposite shoulder, and release. Make sure you're still breathing on these. Drop the shoulder, pull the shoulder down, drop the head down, and release. Now hand behind your back, just like you did with the other arm. Pull down on that hand, the wrist, and then drop the head to the opposite shoulder, stretching the neck and the shoulder, and release. Pull down again, and release. And one last time, pull down with the hand, drop the head down to the shoulder, and release. Next, go ahead and go wider than your hips. Make sure that your knees always stay inside of your ankles. You never want them going outside like a plie. I want you to keep them inside your knees. So knees inside the feet. Go ahead and drop down. Put your right elbow on your right thigh, left hand towards the ground or as far as you can reach, and then bend that right knee, straightening out this leg and stretching the abductor on this leg. So dropping down, turning your head to the right, dropping your shoulder, and switching sides. Left arm on left knee, drop the right arm down, stretching the abductor right here by dropping that leg, straight leg, turn your head to the left, feel more of a stretch, and other side, same thing. Drop the head, look to the side, other side, elbow on thigh, hand on the ground, turn your head to the left. Last time through, hand on the ground, elbow on thigh, turn your head to the right, and other side. Elbow on thigh, turn your head to the left. Now walk your hands to the center, bend your knees until your hands can touch the ground. When you're in this position, go ahead and turn your fingertips backwards and walk your hands backwards, dropping your head and your shoulders, and go as far back as you can, stretching the abductor and adductor, keeping your knees slightly bent, and turn your fingertips forward and walk your hands forward again. Drop those hips a little bit. Now elbows on your front thighs, dropping the butt and looking up. Arch your back, looking up, and then arms out, stretching, feeling the glutes and the hamstring stretch, dropping the head down, and back down, and bring your knees to the ground. So now you stretch the abductor, the hamstrings, a little bit of your back. Next, we're going to stretch your upper back. This is where you're going to use a pillow or something that's a couple inches off the ground. So bring yourself into a straight body position, and put the arms parallel to each other, hands on top of something that's off the ground a couple of inches, maybe 4 or 5 inches off the ground. Then you're going to go ahead and drop your head down to the ground or the mat. Drop that forehead down. Walk your hands a little further forward, stretching the trapezius and stretching the rear delts, stretching the lats, and turn your head to the right and looking underneath your right arm. And back to the center, and turn your head to the left, looking under your left arm. And back to the center now, walk your hands a little further, getting a deeper stretch, drop the head down, and turn your head to the right, and turn your head to the left. Keep breathing, and back to the center, dropping those hands off of that pillow or whatever you put it on top of. Bring yourself up into supporting your knees under your hips, toes pointed behind you. Drop your hips back to allow your chest to drop to the ground. Put your hands, your arms in a 90-degree position, the width of the yoga mat or your shoulders. Drop your head down and let your pecs stretch a little bit, your pectorals. Now go ahead and take your right hand, put it on the ground. Left hand stays at 90 degrees. Drop your left shoulder and look underneath your right arm, stretching the pectorals right here as you're letting that shoulder drop. And replace that right arm back to 90 degrees again. Take the left hand, put the elbow up, drop your right shoulder, looking underneath your left shoulder. And switching sides again, drop both elbows at 90. Raise the right elbow, hand on the ground. Drop your left shoulder, looking underneath your right arm. And switch. One last time. Left elbow up, look underneath your left shoulder as you drop your right shoulder. And both hands wider. Drop them to 90 degrees. Drop your head and shoulders and your face towards the ground. Feel this pec stretch. Let your hips drop slightly. Go forward and back. Feel the stretch continue. And then walk your hands forward into a straight arm position, walking your hands just on the inside of the yoga mat, dropping the head down. Put the forehead, the top of your head on the mat, and put your hands as far forward as you can, stretching those hands. As far forward as you can, stretching the upper back. And if you need to feel more of a stretch, drop your hips more. And then slowly bring it up into neutral position. Cow pose, looking up, arching the back. And chin to chest, cat pose. Push your belly button towards the ceiling. One more time. Cow pose, arching your back, looking up. Exhale, chin to chest, cat pose, stretching the upper back. And into neutral position. Go ahead and get into a wide-legged cobra. So get your legs as wider than the mat. Point your toes, drop your hips, drop your knees. Bring your hands in front of you and slowly bring yourself up into a cobra position. Make sure your hands are far enough away so that you can straighten your arms out so that your hips drop down and you can look up towards the ceiling. And bring it back down again. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, look up. Let your hips drop. Opening up that lower lumbar vertebrae, spine. Bring it back down again. Inhale, look up. Exhale, drop your hip even further, making more contact with the ground. And back down again. And bring it back up. Last time. Now turn your head over your right shoulder, stretching the right hip a little bit. Turn your left chin over your left shoulder, stretching the left. Back to the center, look up. Exhale, drop your hips. And back down again. Go ahead and roll onto your back. This time bringing one knee in and keeping one leg straight. So one leg is straight. I'm going to bring my left knee up. Put your hand on top of just below the knee cap and bring the knee up and pull, stretching the hamstring and the glutes. And then back down again and back up. This time put your hands underneath your knee behind your hamstring and pull up and back down and relax. Now bring it up, bringing your hands behind your gastrocnemius, your calf muscle. Bring that leg up even further and back down. And this time bring it up, grabbing the gastrocnemius. Now grab your toes, bend your knee until you can grab your toes with your left hand. So bring that knee up and pull on those toes. If you have to, use the other hand to stretch the gastrocnemius. And take that left hand, put it on the inside of your left knee and drop the knee out to the side at a 90 degree. Grab your right hand, put it on top of your left knee, drop the arch of your left foot on top of your right knee and push down on your knee. Stretching the IT band and the glutes. And back up, pull up on it, and back down again. Switching to the other side. Go ahead and bring your leg up, bring the knee up as far as you can, and back down. Go ahead and bring your hand on top of your knee, bring it up as far as you can, and back down. This time hands behind your gastrocnemius, pulling up on that leg as far as you can, stretching the hamstring and the glutes, and back down. This time grab the gastrocnemius, grab the foot with your right hand grabs the right foot, bring the left hand on top of it, bring that knee, bent knee in towards you, stretching the gastrocnemius right here. You're feeling the stretch all the way into your Achilles tendon. And grab the right knee with your right hand and drop it to the side with a knee bend position. So your hand is on the inside of your knee and wrapped around the front of your knee. And then go ahead and grab the outside of your knee with your left hand, dropping the arch of your right foot on top of your left knee. And back up. And straight legs. So now what you're going to do is we're going to stretch the quadricep. The quadricep is right here. We're going to have both of these bent. So we're going to be like this except laying on the ground. So go ahead and put it in this position right here. And then dropping that leg down so that your knee is underneath the arch of your foot. Push that knee down. And then slowly let it come back up again and grab the back ankle on your left leg and pull up on that leg, stretching your quadricep. And then release and pull up again. And release. And last one, pull up as high as you can go, keeping that knee in line with your hip and your foot. This time turn your head to the right side, stretching the quadricep even further into the hip flexor. And both legs together, and switching sides. Bringing both knees bent again in the position. You're going to feel your lower back stretch just without doing anything. And go ahead and drop that knee down. Now grab the back foot, the back ankle with your right arm. So right arm grabs the right leg and pull up on that leg and then release. And again, bring up that foot, heel towards your butt and pull up on that leg, making sure that knee and hip and ankle are very similar plane, and relax. And one last time, bring up that foot as far as you can. And now turn your head towards the left, stretching even into the hip flexor in addition to the quadricep. And relax. Bring the knees up. Go ahead and flip it over to the other side on your stomach. This time we're going to go into pigeon pose. So with pigeon pose, you're going to make a number 7 with your legs. So I'm going to take my right leg and bend the knee. I'm only comfortable in making a slanted 7. I don't like bringing my foot all the way up. If you feel comfortable doing that, you can. The back leg is straight. Push that toe back so it's pointed and the leg is straight. Your hips need to be centered between your front foot and your front knee. So make sure it's in the center. And then go ahead and put your hands in front of you and your elbows on the ground and drop your head down towards your hands. If you need more of a stretch, we're stretching our IT band and our piriformis, that muscle deep into the glutes. If that's too easy for you, then drop your arms down and put your forehead on your forearms, dropping your hip even further. If that's not extreme enough of a stretch for you, you can do the next thing, which is taking the same hand as the front bent knee, drop the opposite hand, thread it through that center section, and slowly drop the shoulder down and the head down, letting the hip drop closer to your heel. Feeling the stretch in your IT band, in your glutes, and your piriformis. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, let your shoulders drop. Inhale. Exhale, let gravity pull you down even further. Feel the stretch as your hip drops down even further. One last time. Inhale. Exhale, letting it drop even further down. Inhale, walk your hands forward slowly to a single-legged cobra. Look up. Exhale, kick the leg back. Switch legs. Now the left knee goes forward into a knee bent position. It's like a number 7 with your legs. The back leg is straight. The foot and knee are in line with each other. Your hips are in between your front knee and front heel. Once you're centered, go ahead and drop the hands down and drop your head onto your hands. Or if you want more of an extreme stretch, you can drop your hands parallel to each other, arms parallel, forehead on forearm. Or if you want more of an extreme stretch, take the same hand as the bent knee, so my left hand is in front of my left knee. Take the right hand, thread it through, and slowly drop that shoulder down, drop the head down, letting the hip drop closer to your heel. Deep breath in. Exhale, feel the stretch in your IT band, glutes, and piriformis. Inhale. Exhale, letting gravity pull you down to deepen the stretch. One last time. Inhale. Exhale, letting the hip drop even further down towards your heel. Inhale, walking your hands up. Exhale, look up into a single-legged cobra, dropping your hip down, looking up at the ceiling. Inhale, bringing yourself into a seated position. Cross your legs into a crisscross position. In this crisscross position, grab one leg crossed over the other. And then go ahead and slowly drop yourself into a forward bend. Only going down as far as you feel comfortable. And bring yourself back up. One more time, forward fold. And back up. Go ahead and put your hand on the outside of one knee. Turn. And switch. Hand on the opposite knee and turn. Now switch legs. Crisscross the other way. You're going to notice one side's more flexible than the other. This is my least flexible side. So go ahead and forward fold again. And back up. And forward fold. And walk your hands back up. Take a hand on the opposite knee. Turn, sitting up as tall as you can. And switching, hand on the opposite knee, turn. And release. Next, take one leg. So I'm going to take my left knee and bend my left knee on the ground. My right knee is up towards the ceiling. I'm going to take that foot and bring it across my left knee. My left knee is on the ground and it's bent. Top leg is bent. The opposite foot is on the outside. So my right foot is on the outside of my opposite of my left knee. Sit up as tall as you can and pull that knee in towards you with your hands. Your hands are right below your kneecap. Stretch as tall as you can, sit as tall as you can. Feel the stretch. And then release. Now go ahead and drop onto your back. So all you're going to do is with this position here, you're going to straighten out this leg to a 90 and bring yourself onto your back. Your legs are still in the same position except they're in the air now. And you're going to push this knee right here towards your ankle. And you're going to put your right hand on your right knee, pushing against the knee. Put your hand, left hand behind your left heel and pull. So you're pushing with your right, pulling with your left, feeling the stretch in your IT band and your glutes. And release. And pull and push. And release. And pull and push. And release and back up. Switching sides. So this time you're going to wrap the opposite leg. So I'm going to take my right knee and put it on the ground. Take my left knee and put it on the outside of my right knee. I'm going to put my hands below my knee, pull up as tall as I can go on this, and sit as tall as I can, and hold. And then go ahead and drop back onto your back in this position, bringing the knee up, pushing with your left hand against your left knee and pulling with your right hand against the back of your right foot or your left foot. And so you're going to pull that knee up and push and relax. Push with the left hand, pull with the right, hold. And relax. One last time. Push and pull. And relax. And the last exercise you're going to do is on your back. You're going to put your feet in a position underneath your knees. And you're going to bring your hands into your legs right underneath your body. Clasp your hands like this underneath your lower back. And lift your hips up into a bridge. As you lift your hips up into a bridge right here, you're going to make sure that your arms are coming as close as you can to underneath your body. So basically you're laying on your triceps. So clasp your hands underneath you and go ahead and walk your arms in as close as they'll go, opening up your pecs, stretching your hips, and walk your hands as close as you can to your heels. So you're walking your shoulders towards your heels, stretching the hips. And release and drop down. And one more time. Bring yourself up into a bridge position. Clasp your hands. Move your arms until they're rotating so that you're laying on almost like the back of your triceps. Raise your hips up. Walk your hands as far as you can towards your heels. And release. All right, great job today. Hopefully you got something out of the stretch program. Hope you're feeling great, feeling a little bit more flexible, and most importantly, stay fit, stay strong, stay healthy. Have a fantastic day.